Wow. Anyway, listen, from the top of this right now, we had a goal today, and the goal was $400. We are $330 short of that. So I want you guys to make sure you donate the Cash App $STRINGERBELL80, or you can hit the PayPal link, or you can hit the GoFundMe link. Both found in the description box. And after this is done, they'll be found in the pinned comment. If you haven't done that, do so. Did a 4.5 hour live today. I'm very proud of myself. We talked about a little bit of everything, but right now, what we're about to talk about is Monique, real quick. We'll spend like an hour with y'all, whatever, on a late night. Once again, just like it's shared on the post, if you ain't interested in donating, help me reach the rest of this $330, please don't show up tonight. All right, watch this on the rebroadcast. I don't want you here live. This is for people that go in their pockets and for donators only. So I want to talk about Monique, right? And sometimes it takes a woman to come out and say something. It really does. And I'm proud of Monique for counting on this. And I wish it was more women like Monique that were coming out and they were saying things like they were saying, but in an elegant, joking fashion. I don't like D.L. Hughley. All right. I didn't like D.L. Hughley since he sat back and he made those comments about Kanye West on Vlog TV. And he said, "Oh, if it was my daughter," well, she ain't your daughter. She ain't your daughter. Speaking of Kim Kardashian, he then consistently went on and tried to tirade behind his whole thing, went on his little podcast called the GED section or whatever the case may be. Y'all go check that out if y'all into that type of BS. And then he moved on. And then I saw him again pop up. And this was after Pete Davidson had did what he had did. And I think it was the tattoos on the neck. Then all of a sudden he's playing Kanye's side. He got ran up on in a restaurant. I don't know if that was whatever it was. So if you haven't seen this video, it's right down below. I just posted it the last video. Feel free to go watch it. Come back. I'll be live longer than the video is long in the length. The video is like 7 minutes and 43 seconds. It's down below. It's the last video I uploaded. So some discrepancy happened, I guess, and I hear what Monique is saying here. Monique was one of the queens of comedy, and she closed the queens of comedy. Monique, before then, there was a thing called the Big Black Comedy Show. Y'all remember that? A lot of people don't remember that. I remember that. Big Black Comedy Show. I remember when they were on disc. I had almost every last one of them. And emphatically, the first two or three that featured Monique were the funniest ones, period. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no argument about it. Those were the funniest ones. And that Monique I saw on stage at the Fox Theater right here when she was talking about D.L. Hughley, don't worry, I'm going to go into it. That was that Monique again. See, I think Monique's one of Monique's strongest point is not acting. No, 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 no. I think you were wasting your time the whole time you were trying to get back in and acting, and the whole thing with I forgot what old boy's name is, but hey girl, when she was having a whole thing with him and his TV show. What's the guy's name that runs Empire? I forgot what his name is, but yeah, this Monique that I saw on stage at the Fox Theater, this was somebody different. This was a lady that was recharged, revigorated, had seen some of the crap that was going on out here in these so-called famous streets. And she went in on them. See, Monique was supposed to headline. And that's why I underlined that. I said she closed the Queens of Comedy. Where they said D.L. Hughley opened up the Kings of Comedy. And was she wrong? No, she wasn't wrong. I remember both of those shows. I remember when they were fresh and brand new and everybody was on them. Yeah, I remember when the Kings of Comedy dropped. That's when Steve Harvey was still a real comedian. That's when D.L. Hughley, hate to say it, you was a real comedian. As these entertainers get older, and we have to live with it, a lot of them are getting older. I think Steve Harvey, who was also mentioned, was reaching about 70, somewhere around there if he's not already. I think D.L. Hughley is heading up that way. He's about 60, late 50s, something like that. And the rest of them. The only one that I still find funny out of all three of the remaining characters that's from the King of Comedy are Peter Bernie Mac. Believe it or not, it's Cedric the Entertainer. He's never missed a beat with me. Cedric still takes parts, the small ones, big ones, doesn't matter. Cedric the Entertainer is still funny. Now, contractually, I guess Monique was supposed to open the show. I don't know what happened. But she let off a can of whoop ass on D.L. Hughley. And I looked at it, I said, finally, finally, somebody sees it the way I see it. This nigga's a hoe, a desperate hoe ass nigga. And I say it again, you a hoe ass nigga. I don't care about your history and comedy, none of that. I don't think you're funny. I don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with that. I never want to do any business with you. I never want to share a stage with you. I never, nothing, nothing, nothing. This guy in his little podcast, and this is what I was talking to y'all earlier about these stars that once the pandemic was going on, they made the transition over here to YouTube, a space where they were never at here or Instagram Live. And D.L. Hughley, he was one of those people that started making the heavy rotation. I think he was here prior to that, but he started getting involved in things that just didn't have nothing to do with him. And that's the mistake that a lot of stars turned podcasters do. They get themselves involved a little too deep in things that don't have nothing to do with them, especially things like, you know, acting like they're big, acting like they're popular. You know, he took that thing from Harvey interviewing him at TMZ and he thinks he's big. You're not bigger than Monique. I'll be the first one to say, you're not bigger than Monique. D.L. Hughley, in no shape, form, fashion of a motherfucking God is bigger than Monique. You're not funnier than Monique. And she called this dude out for who he was. She said, that's a bitch ass nigga. And I'm glad a woman said it. I'm glad a woman said it. And he showed his bitch assness by wanting to be the headliner of the show. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be the headliner of the show, and you know Monique is making her way back. Everybody knows Monique is making her way back. This ain't no secret. Everybody knows Monique is making her back. Matter of fact, when Monique was on the stage, Monique said, this is the first time in 20 years I've hit the Fox Theater. She was calling out. She said, I remember when a lady was in the back making chicken wings and plates of food. And D.L. Hughley thought everybody was coming out to Detroit to see him. Everybody come out there to see you, D.L. Hughley. Matter of fact, all those seats that were filled in that fucking theater, they were filled because of Monique. They wasn't filled because of you, buddy. When's the last time y'all wanted to go out and see a D.L. Hughley show? Go ahead. Somebody tell me. When's the last time you wanted to go see a D.L. Hughley show? Nobody does. And the fact that you made yourself look like a hypocrite. Now, I'm sad that that video didn't get saturated and spent more as much. And I might even upload it myself. It was sad that the video that you made on Vlog TV, and see, this is really why he thinks he's big now. He thinks because white conglomerates want to talk to him that he's big. This is the same thing I was trying to tell you, Nora, if you see this on the repost. You know what I mean? These niggas think they're big when they go talk to these people because they're nobodies, really. You know what I mean? D.L. Hughley, I can't. Has D.L. Hughley ever been in a movie? I don't remember. Huh? Name me a movie D.L. Hughley's been in. Anybody know, right in the chat room, something like that. And remember, I wrote this on the thing that I shared. If you don't plan on donating, please don't show up here. Y'all can skedaddle. Go get your ideas and things from somebody else. It's Cash App $ STRINGERBELL 80. We raised $70 of the 330 we're trying to get. So we need 330 more. So please donate to that. If you don't have Cash App, also take advantage of the two other links that's in the description box right now, which is PayPal, which you don't need any sign up, and also GoFundMe. If you don't like doing that, that's fine. Just go ahead and log off. We'll have some other people come on in that will. She called this bitch ass nigga out for who he was. You understand? And I'm not a D.L. Hughley fan at all. But she called him out just like she called the rest of these motherfuckers out. Appreciate y'all getting up out of here. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. This is what we're doing now. We're getting rid of people. If you don't want to contribute, donate, or whatever, get the fuck out of my life. You understand what I'm saying? I'm on my shit tonight, bro. For real. And the rest of the week, things about to change over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about losing no followers. I got another page that's building followers. We just added 200 people to that page when I went to go check it today. I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to leave if you're not here to support. And this brings me back to D.L. Hughley. This nigga didn't want to support Monique, and you know Monique is on her way back up the ladder. This is the same man that had comments to say about Monique when Monique was down and out. This is why I try to tell y'all, don't worry about, especially y'all small podcasters, don't worry about these motherfuckers don't support you monetarily. Don't worry about it. Keep your eyes and prize on the goal, which is blowing up. You understand what I'm saying? Them same bitch motherfuckers that didn't want to fuck with you when you was down and out, like they did with Monique. These same motherfuckers gonna come and pop with you when you pop it. D.L Hughley doesn't realize the fact that this video is going viral, and y'all can see the video right down below. It's the last video I uploaded. D.L Hughley doesn't realize this, the power of social media. See, right now, you don't look like the winner. And I saw that little bitch ass motherfucking reply you gave trying to make yourself look like you a big man dog. You shouldn't have said nothing. Shouldn't have said nothing. I'm not even gonna put up your reply, D.L Hughley, what you said about Monique, because it's not worth its weight in gold. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. This is a dude that should have been checked a long time ago. The things he gets on and he tries to profess like he's smart, profess like he's intelligent. You're not intelligent. You don't even speak like someone that's intelligent, to be quite honest with you. The orchestration of your sentencing and the way you talk, it sounds like the GED section, just like your podcast implies. I like the fact that Monique went air in on this motherfucker, called them all kinds of coons, all kinds of whatever the fuck they really are, including Steve Harvey too. I ain't no Steve Harvey fan. I never been a Steve Harvey fan. You out here hawking these books and fucked up the game for dating. You know, you've done a lot of things. What was that bullshit ass book, Think Like a Man? I'm like, you're one of them niggas. And somebody will say, oh, are you this jealous? I'm jealous of what? Oh, yeah, kill. I'm Steve Harvey. Oh, yeah, kill. You better goddamn it. Yeah, kill. I told you. That old caricature. That's like I tried to tell y'all before. And I like what Monique said. What does that DL stand for? Did I say that shit before? DL. She said, you out here. And I love the fact that Monique said the same thing that I had said. These motherfuckers out here talking about young thug, but ain't worried about what happened to the Buffalo, up at the Buffalo shoot. That shit is crazy. She said that shit. I said, everything I said, there it is. There it is. There it is. So I feel vindicated. You know what I'm saying? Other podcasters, they're going to say other things. They're going to try to run it. Ooh, she tore him up and the blah, 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 blah. I ain't here for that. I'm here for the fact that the pure simple fact, somebody finally put these bitch niggas on fucking blast. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be more people to follow. I'm hoping people see my podcast and start asking questions about some of these so-called stars that y'all want. These chitlin pot, vinegar, chitlin and vinegar drinking ass, eating ass motherfuckers, man, got to go, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's gonna be a few people coming here. They're gonna love D.L Hughley. Don't you talk about D.L like that. He good for that, bro. Don't talk about him like that. Don't you talk about Steve Harvey like that. That's a beautiful family. Steve Harvey married a drug dealer broad. He married a drug dealer broad. Fuck out of here, bro. I ain't buying that shit. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. He married a drug dealing pimptress who pimping your ass. I saw him on TV the other night. I mean, not on TV, on YouTube here. He was talking about how his wife helped pick out his clothes. You ever watch how Steve Harvey dressed? I just gotta go in on him for 5 minutes. I'm gonna get back to DL and Monique. You ever watch how this dude dresses? He dressed like a fine bitch at the club. These zoot suits and all that. I'm like, who is your stylist, your homie? You need to hire me. You don't even look age appropriate. Yo, this nigga that has some outfits on. He look like somebody's 16-year-old old son. Like, you ain't even dressing like a man. You dress like a little boy or some shit. It's weird. D.L. Hughley walking around. Oh, God. D.L. he was a joke, man. He's a joke. I don't even know how y'all find that dude funny or intelligent. I'm trying to figure out what's y'all scale for realness. What's y'all scale for funny? What's y'all scale? Because what I saw a real comedian jump on that stage, Monique, and eat his ass alive. Monique gave the business to him like it was 2000. Maybe it was good that you stuck away. You took some time away. And this is what I try to tell y'all. You think people are down, and then all of a sudden, they're back. This put Monique back on the map. This viral video clip, and she knew it. I said, yeah, can't no dude tear him down because the first thing he'll try to say, oh, you hating on what? I don't want to look like D.L. Hughley. I don't want to be in the same position D.L. Hughley is. Fuck D.L. Hughley. Tell him I said it. Fuck you, D.L. Hughley. I don't like dude. I think dude's a fraud. I think he was a fraud from the beginning, but I really thought he was a fraud when he talked all that shit about Kim Kardashian and Kanye, talking about if that was my daughter. She ain't your daughter. And why you gonna go on that platform and say that? Because you went on Vlog and said that. Even Vlog was looking at you like you was stupid. You know what I mean? Tell the Vlog, man. What up, Keisha77? What's going on? Y'all make sure as y'all coming in, man, y'all hit the like button and donate to the Cash App, man. We got a goal today. My 4 hour live. I did a 4.5 hour live today, man. And was just, professing this talk and whatever. I did a poll. Everybody said they want me to talk about life and regular things, so that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? I got the blue light on because I got this lighting. I got real nice lights. This is my smaller light. I got a big, huge ass light that's taller than me. That's the same thing. And both of these things got functions for different lighting. You know what I mean? Different colors of light and shit like this. So I said, let me do something different or whatever. Because it's the blue light special by Monique. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect Monique. How many of y'all remember the Big Black Comedy Jam? Y'all remember that? Monique used to head those. That's the person you saw on stage tonight. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Don't you go over there asking the motherfuckers to throw you in a movie. The price just went up, Monique. That's what you gotta say. The price just went up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Matt for having Fat Joe on there, man. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Let them know, Monique. Today's price is different. And listen, we got a goal over here. We trying to make $330 more to equal out to 400. We had 2 people donate today. So we trying to get more people to donate. So make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. It's also a GoFundMe link, and there's also a PayPal link for those that don't have a card. Hit that shit up, man. Donate and match somebody that donated 50 today. Donate 50, donate 20, throw 100. You know what I'm saying? Show some love, man. We put in work over here. And if you don't worry about it. Because like I said, when I'm on my way to my top, don't come back to me talking about, yo, I always believed in you. Fuck you. That's the same thing Monique did on stage today. Fuck you. Fuck you. You came to my house and ate. If anything this should teach you is to teach you how envious so many people that are minorities in the motherfucking entertainment business actually are. You gonna sit up there and bitch, and Monique on her way back. You should have took the back seat and been like, oh man, listen, Monique can have that. You been to our house at 8. She said it out of her own mouth, and I ain't hear nothing but in that little diatribe that you said what about nothing. And let's say this was staged. Even if it was staged, it don't put you in a good place, DL. DL. And I put in videos about him before, especially when that Kim Kardashian one, and I said the same thing when he said DL. I was like, what the fuck that DL stand for? You know what I'm saying? Down low? I don't know. Monique said it, I ain't say it. I said it before, but it makes more pungent sense now that she said it. You know what I mean? Yeah. These guys have gotten real rich, got the belly real full off of fooling people. You know what I'm saying? Fooling people to make them think they something that they not. You know what I mean? Steve Harvey, who she mentioned, who's a bitch nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Steve Harvey. I don't fight Steve Harvey, beat Harvey up or nothing like that, but I don't like Steve Harvey. I don't. I don't. And I think everything she said about him was true. I think to add him into the equation was even better. Because he did on his show, he talked about Monique and said, well, what I think Monique's problem is, nigga, you're not talented, you just been lucky. You know who the brown nose or whatever. I heard all about Steve Harvey. He's a brown noser. But he'll turn his nose up at black people. You better believe that. Go up and try to talk to Steve Harvey. You ain't got some money to offer him. See how he acts to you. Everybody's talked about it. I ain't making it up. What's good with I mean, I'm not making it up. You went on your show on national TV and gave your opinion about Monique or whatever the case may be, instead of inviting her on the show and being like, let's see what we can do to get you right. No, you went on there and you tried to do a psychoanalyzation of her, and it failed. People love that woman. I like her. I will say I don't like her rolling pressures. I thought that shit was disgusting, but other than that, people love Monique, man. You know, even when she was down, she still had people inviting her over. Everybody's trying to tell her what you need to do, Monique. These are people that have not even reached the same accolade as her. And as you notice here on my page, you won't find one video of me talking down to Monique at all. Not one. Not one. Not one. So that's why I feel real on doing this shit, because I always liked her. Always liked her. But this right here, this vindicated her. And then when she was down there at V103, she did an interview down there, down in Atlanta. They tried to do some silly shit to her. What is that motherfucker's name to do Empire? I can't think of his name because he's not the type of dude I say nothing to. Dame Dash had beef with him too. He had borrowed money from Dame Dash to start his film career up and then didn't give Dame Dash his $1 million back. I don't even want to say that nigga's name. He was the one that was in the picture with Puff. He was all close to Puff like this. Puff ain't know what's going on. I ain't gonna go on Puff like that. Puff ain't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure Puff ain't even want that picture out there. That shit look. Whew. Lee Daniels, that's his name. Lee Daniels. Hey Lee, hey girl. Don't worry, I won't be in none of them little pussy ass shows you got. And nigga fuck around and be like, look, for the next scene, we're gonna have you kiss this boy, right? We're gonna have you kiss this boy. And then after that, you gonna rap. Now you keep all them step and fetcher shows you got, oh boy. I ain't trying to fuck with none of that shit. Put me on record for that. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first, what was that show, Empire? I never, it was like the third episode I watched it. I see, oh, it was the second episode or something like that. I ain't like the first episode. I said, let me give it a chance or whatever. It was like a second, third episode. They had them kissing and shit on that. I was like, oh, I'm out of here. This ain't the show for me. That was the last I watched that shit. Niggas continue to watch that shit. So that goes to show you that the programming ain't that real. Lee Daniels bought $1 million from Dame Dash to start up his little film business, if you want to say, or whatever the case may be, or attributed to a project. I don't know, whatever it may be. And he groveled and cried and begged. I know the feeling. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I'm doing here. Like I said, one more motherfucking time, too. We trying to get the conclusion of 400. We at 70 now. It's 330. Hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. If you can't donate, this ain't the fucking podcast for you. Thank you. Steve Harvey told Monique this money game, but she checked him. Yeah, we at the money game too, Keisha. So that go for you too. You know what I'm saying? If you can't donate or hit the like button, we ain't here to have conversations tonight. We on our money chasing tonight. I'm by my paper right now. Because I just had my birthday. I gotta do things. I gotta move right or whatever. So throw 20 or something in there. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be reading on people's comments over and over and over and they contributing to the fun. I see too many niggas getting papered up. It's my turn to get papered up. You understand what I'm saying? I put in the work. I do what I'm supposed to be doing. I deliver content every day. So please paper me up like y'all do everybody else. $STRINGERBELL80. You know what I'm saying? From now on, I love you too, Keish, but from now on, I can't read out number one or two people's comments if you ain't donated. I can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because, I just can't do it. It ain't fair to people that donate. Thank you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? She said she just sent 25, a real one. Say what I just say earlier. It's the women that do the job. Let me see this so I can make sure I say her right shit. Y'all give me 1 second. Keisha, I don't see where you sent it at. Where'd you send it to? Let me know where you sent it to, okay? So I can give you a proper shout out and everything like that. That's what you did. Let me know. We gotta be about my money. You understand what I'm saying? Like I love doing YouTube. I love doing all that. But a week passed by, 2 weeks passed by, and the new joints slow down, or nobody's hitting the like button or whatever. This is why I'm using Monique right now, because she got goals. I got goals. It's summertime right now. We gotta be serious. It's operations going on. It's parties going on. It's shit I need to be attended to. I need to get fly again. You understand what I'm saying? I had a chick call me Dusty the other day. I'm like, nah. I ain't never been called Dusty. You know what I'm saying? Not pretty flock of Jody. I take that from ASAP, you know what I mean? Fly pretty Jody. Hey. Nah. We gotta get right. So y'all make sure the same way y'all funding everybody else to get right. You sent it there? Huh. It didn't show up. I don't see none, Keisha. Let me look again. I don't see none. Maybe it's just maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see nothing as of right now, but if I see it after I get off too, I'm just gonna assume that you did send something. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it, sweetheart. Yep, $sign STRINGERBELL80. That's right. That's right. That's right there. Yeah, yeah. And make sure you keep that in there so now everybody ain't gotta look for it. Right there where y'all see Keisha's thing at, that's what y'all do with that, all right? Make sure y'all subscribe to that. Help out the channel. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what the routine is. Y'all YouTubers, man. Everybody know what the routine is. You know what I'm saying? We consistent with this though, man. Every day. Every day there's uploads on my page. So I don't do is it take a week, 2 weeks, couple days off, have shows once a week or whatever, and everybody floods their fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? I do material every fucking day. You know what I mean? And I think that's why Monique felt the way she felt. And I understood her, and that's why I resonated with her. You had people trying to get her out the game, whether it was Lee Daniels or whoever the hell else it was, messing up her money. You know what I'm saying? Messing up her money. Got D.L Hughley up here. He want to act like a hey girl and try to get Monique to play the back post. Like he just bigger than Monique. Dog, them seats wasn't filled for you in Detroit at the Fox Theater. Those seats were filled because Monique was in the building. It's the first time in a while people heard her do comedy. Her set was harder. That little 10 minutes she had was harder than any YouTube comedian. Shout out to my homeboy Mark Metal though. That's my man's right there. Shout out to him down in Alabama. Mark Comedy is coming up. I'm gonna share some of his stuff so y'all go follow him. He does voiceovers and everything like that. Funny dude, man. Black brother out of what's the name? Out of Alabama. Hilarious. But people came out to see Monique. They did not come out to see D.L Hughley. And I know this is to be true. Monique has not hit the stage in a minute like that where it's been visible anywhere. I'm not saying she ain't been touring, she ain't been on the stage or whatever, but I'm saying it's been a while since people saw her perform in that elk. For me, anyway. And when I saw this little bit of footage, like I said, if you guys haven't seen the footage, it's the last upload I put up. Go watch it and then come back or whatever. I have not seen Monique in this elk in a while. Y'all hit the like button, man. If y'all in here, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we got goals in here. So make sure you donate to the Cash App right now. Keisha77, she dropped 25 or whatever. Now we down. We only need $305. We're gonna make this goal $400. That's what I'm saying. Niggas is out here donating $100 to this person, $100 to this person. They want to come in here and kick it with me or whatever, and ain't throwing nothing to the cause. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I go a week without mines, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But not tonight, and not this week. Not from now on. No more. No more of that. I've been doing that for a straight year. I've been real lenient with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Keisha, man, for keeping it a bean. You know what I mean? Yeah, I told you, it's always the women that donate. Don't worry about the dudes donating. The dudes don't they want to go donate if they getting something out of it. They a bunch of cocksuckers too. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. The reason I'm applauding Monique so much, because sometimes, and I don't like real sassy women all the time or whatever. I think it's a place for the sassiness. Let me put it that way. And I don't think the sassiness should be invoked on every man that's out here. But the reason I fucking respect Monique so much, because she called these punk ass motherfuckers out for exactly who they were. And Steve Harvey. Some suck ass niggas. Y'all at any time could have saved Monique's career. Y'all at any time could have plugged Monique with everybody that y'all know and how y'all respected in the comedy game. Y'all could have called this theater, that theater, this theater. You could have called this director, that director, this director. Let's see if we can get something for Monique. And y'all left Monique high and dry. So once again, like I said, this is why I'm being so adamant about my PayPal, my Cash App, and all that shit, because this sets its testament once again. You are leaving people that are notarized, funny, notarized, talented, notarized, fucking this the creme de la creme of entertainment. And instead, you're trying to replace them with these fly-by-night, non-funny motherfuckers when it comes to comedy. That old comedy hype channel over there, whatever. I be on my partials with them too. Sometimes they deliver great shit, but where the Monique at? Huh? Monique prices went up. Monique prices went up. My price about to go up. Little do you know, I got all kinds of shit brewing. That's why I said you better fuck with me now. I'm trying to tell you, we got $305 we're trying to make, man. Throw something in the cash app, $STRINGERBELL80. The link is right there in the description box, and it's also in the chat right now. It's also in the chat right now. Let's go. Let's go. We need $305 we're trying to make tonight. I'm on my Sonetta shit. We ain't doing no debate stuff. It was so many people that could have put her on, and that's why I say to myself all the time too. I'm like, so many people out here that have seen me, heard about me, whatever, from the music business. I know most of y'all motherfuckers are scared of Puff. That's why y'all won't offer me no work. Y'all scared of Puff. I know. I know. I know. Yeah, y'all don't know about that. They call it the bad boy curse. We're gonna break it though. I'm gonna be the first one to break the bad boy curse. Y'all know what the bad boy curse is? That means once you're done with bad boy entertainment, right? From that point on, you know what I'm saying? You have no resonance. Lee Daniels ain't popping no more, and he had to eat humble pie and apologize to Monique. Now, what really fucked up Lee Daniels was that controversy with this nigga, Jesse Smollett. That's who they preferred. Y'all remember? He dissed Monique, threw Monique under the bus, and his karma came back to him in the form of Jesse Smollett. Jesse fucked that show up. It's being canceled, ain't it? Or was canceled, wasn't it? Fox don't play that shit. And the next in line is gonna be that Fox Soul shit. They got about 2 months with that little motherfucking boat. They only did that shit any goddamn way to fit in with a certain demographic. They're gonna switch the demographic. Not gonna switch the demographic, they're gonna switch the programming. That's just done. Trust me, Fox Soul will be no more within another 2 months, maybe 3 months. They might let it play out to the end of the summer, just to be nice. It's not fair to everybody. Don't worry, you guys will find something. Especially you. The only person that really doesn't have to worry is the person that was really positioned for, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say her name right now because she's a good woman. You know what I'm saying? Salud Dominicana. But back to the issue. These niggas, man, they all had a way and a means to put Monique back on when she really needed it. And his refusal to apologize to Monique and instead side with Jesse Smollett, who was lying the whole time, put the impending death on that show, Empire. That show is no more, man. I don't know what his next endeavor is going to be. It'll probably be a movie somehow or another. I ain't going to see that shit. I don't like him as a director. If you ask me, Jordan Peele is the guy that's a director. Y'all look for Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is basically, in my opinion, the new Spike Lee. Spike Lee 2.0. I said it the first time I saw Get Out. I said, this ain't nobody but Spike Lee. Spike Lee back. Shout out to Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Jordan Peele, a couple other directors that I had my eyes on. What's that girl's name that made that movie about the guy and the girl? I forgot what it was. And they went on the run after they had killed the cop. What was the name of that movie? Came out of, and it was a black woman that's part of LBGT. That don't matter though. She part of LBGT, and she made that movie. I can't think of the name of that movie. That movie was actually, I actually liked it. Some people said they didn't like it. I liked it. Something that's Slim or something like that. It came out about a couple of years ago, but it was good. I liked it. It was like a real modern day Bonnie and Clyde type thing. Those are the new directors. You know what I'm saying? But as I make this foray, y'all see what I'm talking about in a minute. That's why I'm just testing the waters right now, saying you're going to fuck with me, but fuck with me. Y'all looking weak right now, too. Y'all 5 motherfuckers is in here. Hit the like button or something. Donate something. $STRINGERBELL80. Stringer Bell 80. Shout out to that one person that's hopped off of here. They broke. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start getting the names of these niggas, too. You know what I mean? When you come in here and you peeping and you scrolling and everything like that, you're trying to get story ideas, take my shit and roll with it, or take my words and roll with it. We're going to start calling y'all out here on the podcast, for real. No more of that. You guys can't donate fucking $5, $10 or whatever. Get the fuck out. If you can't hit the like button, get the fuck out. We don't need you here. I don't need you. I don't need your flow. I don't need your energy here. You understand what I'm saying? This is for money dudes over here. Thank you very much. Vote. Thank you. Leave. I got 7,000 more. You YouTube ain't even motherfucking alerted yet. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out. For real. I'm tired of frauds and fakes because this is the whole story about Monique. When Monique was down, ain't nobody come to Monique's defense to help her. Nobody. None of these gauntlets came. None of these Black Power motherfuckers. Queen of Slim, that's the name of it. Director, what's her name? Millennium Masakis. I think, and it's a black girl too that wrote the screenplay or something like that. And I think her name is Lena or something like that, as far as I know. She's bald headed. Her name should be attached to there. Great director. I want to see another project for her. But Lena, she's actually married to another woman or whatever. But great director, man. If y'all here, tell her I'm interested in the project. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because I would love to be in one of her films. So I think she's a great director. You know, tell her I said that. And I think that Jordan Peele, he's the next Spike Lee. I don't care what anybody says. I definitely want to be in his projects. I'd like to be in one of his projects in the capacity of like maybe some Denzel type shit, you know what I mean? Something like that or whatever. I don't know what good roles I would play. I think I would play good in like suspense. I think I would play good in like definitely action. What do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? But that's the angle I'm going now, along with the singing thing and everything else. I got a whole bunch of things worked out. I showed one of my people's video of me singing. They couldn't even believe it was me. It's like, this is the rapping nigga. I used to run around like anywhere we was at. I don't care if we had another record label, I'm rapping. We in Miami, I'm rapping. We in LA, I'm rapping. We here, I'm rapping. I'm rapping. Ask anybody. I don't care. Even if it were undone bars. Like I would have songs I would have had the first verse. I'm doing the first verse the whole week while we down in Miami or wherever. So yeah, man. It's a joyous time right now. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Like I said, we had a goal today. The original the original title of this was goals, and I actually just killed the broadcast. I think my spirit did it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes God just come down and be like, yo, you know what? I want you to do this instead. And God said, I want you to talk about Monique instead. So when I was doing the broadcast a couple minutes ago before I started this, it kept on going in and out, in and out, in and out, and it didn't do that. And what I needed to do was clean the cache because sometimes it does that. So I went ahead and did that, and you see this one right here is just going smooth sailing, huh? So God wanted me to talk about this. You have this percentage of old black guard that's within Hollywood and also the music business. They include people like D.L. Hughley. They include people like Steve Harvey. Y'all notice y'all ain't never heard no BS about motherfucking what's the name, Cedric the Entertainer, though, right? That's the king of comedy. I don't give a fuck what you say. Out of the remaining guys that's left, the funniest set on that motherfucker was Cedric the Entertainer and motherfucking Bernie Mac on the Kings of Comedy. I don't care what nobody say. That shit when he did that joke, he said motherfuckers will be in space like this with a quarter and a deuce. Like funniest shit ever. And that's not being spectator of old school comedy if you want to say from 15, 20 years plus ago. No, it's not even that. Steve Harvey had hair back then. No, it's not about that. It's more than about that. It's more so about comedy as itself being entertaining and outwittedly funny. The shit I see people and they call it comedy now, this shit is trash. That's why Corey Holcomb is one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? Whether he fuck with me or not, I don't give a shit. I think he do fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He fuck with me though. You know what I mean? He did some shit at the last show I went to go see him at. You know what I'm saying? Which one of my donators in that made sure I was at. You know what I'm saying? I went to go see him at Caroline's. Shout out to him. Hopefully this nigga be on his way back to NY. You know what I'm saying? I had the team pull up with me this time. You know what I'm saying? Last time I went to go see him, time before that, I was in the Bronx. So yeah, I'm definitely a Corey Holcomb fan. I'm a fan of real comedians. I'm not a fan of no half-wittedly, like, hey, guess what? Look at my shirt. Or people with the cold comedy jumping on and doing these little funny, goofy ass little skits or whatever. There's a guy right now that he started out real good doing his skits and his stories or whatever, and then there's somewhere along the way, y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say his name, but somewhere along the way, that shit just went awry. Like you got the ex, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about when I say it, but you all got the your ex girlfriend dating the dude that was that came in as the stepdaughter. How can I say it? Came in as your son's girlfriend and then ended up staying with you. Now that chick with him, and then you got this. I'm like, yo, this shit getting corny, my nigga. Like, do something else. So shout out to you. Shout out to Wayne, but man, switch that shit up, bro. You too funny for that shit. That shit is like it look like a struggle cast now. Like I don't like that shit no more. Like I used to like it. When he was just with the chick on the show, it was cool and it was saily and wavy and breezy. Now that shit's just everybody else saying it too, and you're not the only person saying it. Getting boring. Switch that shit up and get that big nigga Mike off of there. Like that nigga's corny. He's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? Big swole. I got some swole niggas too. I ain't scared of you. He's not funny. You know what I mean? She's not funny either. She's boring. You know what I mean? And the one girl, the direction you trying to take her, it's just like, yo, shorty, go back to being the little light skinned ratchet from Louisiana. We like that part. You know what I mean? Do know who I'm talking about. But shout out to Wayne, though. I like what you're doing. I can't knock you down. You're getting your money, whatever, whatever. But that's what this one is about too. So we now today collectively made some change. So right now we got 305 left to reach this $400 goal. I think I'm worth that. You know what I'm saying? I really should be on here about a G. You know what I'm saying? But I'm meeting you halfway and I'm saying four. So reach in your pocket, reach in your debit card right now. $ STRINGERBELL 80. And don't treat me like I'm some wayward motherfucker just jumping online. I have material on here every fucking day. And a lot of y'all take my material and roll with it. You know what I'm saying? I had a chat with Chi-Town today, you know what I'm saying? About the exact same shit. She was like, yo, I peeped that too. The homegirl I be going to check, they steal her stuff too. I said, I know. And she still chipped in the box. You understand what I'm saying? But we got some things to get. It's getting hot. We got air conditioning up in this month, but we got some things we got to do. We need y'all support. So let's see who really fuck with me. Can't do that, hit the like button. Can you hit the like button? Hit the like button. Do that at least. Be worthy of something. Besides stealing people's stories, stealing people's ideas, or whatever the things y'all do. You know, a lot of these, what's the names of barracudas, just like they treated Monique. That was barracudas. Everybody went after her. I'm glad she smashed D.L Hughley, man. I'm not gonna say this is career ending for him because it won't be. He'll still have his fans. He'll still have his fans. He'll definitely still have his fans. The few that he does have. Who's a D.L Hughley fan in here? Come on, somebody tell me. Who's a D.L Hughley fan? Anybody? I'm not. I, I I already was kind of partial about you, but when you said that shit about Kanye and Kim, I was like, why are they asking this motherfucker? Little Uncle Daddy looking ass face looking nigga. Uncle Daddy. She was my daughter. She was your daughter. Since when you had a white daughter? Terrible analogy. She was my daughter. She said it just like it was. And that's why she called him a coon tonight on stage, Monique. So you are a coon. You gotta watch these coon ass, tap dancing ass motherfuckers. I try to tell y'all, man. There's a whole bunch of them out here that are y'all superstars or y'all worship. These same people that y'all sit around and y'all embellish or help get more with. These motherfuckers would not help anybody. And I'm trying to tell you is you can look and see they wouldn't even help Monique. Look right now, I'm live. Motherfuckers won't even hit the like button. And as you notice, I'm looking right at the screen, right? So let me show you what I mean by how the average person of color, they more interested in using you or seeing what they can get from you for free, especially the dudes. The dudes are the worst, man. Like all these men that were there when Monique was down, and couldn't name one of them have the power enough, even though they say they these kangs. That's why I said we about to erase that kang shit. Don't call me no fucking kang, king, and don't use none of that verbiage with me. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about that shit in a minute too. The reason I say don't use that shit with me because these motherfuckers want to call themselves kings. What you'll find in common with most of them is all of them. They don't stick by anything. They don't have any reserve anything. They just like saying the shit because it makes them feel good inside or some shit like that. I don't know. But all the guys I hear screaming that these kings, they a king or whatever. In equation to what I know, what I've seen, these are weak motherfuckers. Okay, weak. Listen, out of all the talented people that are on YouTube, all the talented people that are on Instagram, all the talented people that are on many different plateaus or whatever, right? They will go after the pick shiny motherfuckers. They would go after the pick people that gossip the most. They would go after the pick or whatever to make the next. Case an example, Will Smith went and picked those boys over there because he saw them do a little mini trailer and said, "What if Fresh Prince of Bel Air was in 2022?" So he funded the money, brought it forth, and tried to make the shit happen and actually make it to a pilot. Y'all see where that shit went, right? That shit went. Did y'all watch that? Anybody watch the new Fresh Prince of Bel Air? Anybody? I didn't watch that bullshit. Did you watch it? I didn't watch it. You know what I mean? I thought it was trash. I thought it was dark. I thought it was weird, or whatever the case may be, which goes back to what I was telling you again. Had Will Smith spent a good year, year and a half with those young boys and instead planned it out, because it was very steadfast. I think the time that they made the decision between the time they started filming for a project like that, it wasn't long enough. I think they had approximately, maybe, I think, and I want to be right here, I think it was about 7, 8 months, or maybe entirety, before they started filming that Fresh Prince shit, and it just went, you know what I mean? And it had a major push from a major studio, so it wasn't like, you know what I mean? If it was such and such productions or something like that, no, that's Will Smith, and I don't care what you think about him. He's still a amazing person as far as who he is. I don't care about that smack shit. Sometimes motherfucker gotta get smacked. You know what I mean? Shit, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Monique is back, and Monique's price is different. This was a smashing that was awaiting D.L Hughley. I don't give a fuck what nobody say for a long time. You done sacrificed a lot of people to try to become a superstar. I don't have to sacrifice people to become a superstar. Even when I get back up, which I will be up, trust me. There's a whole bunch of people count me out right now. I always make them wrong. You know, I tell everybody this story. If you haven't ever heard me tell the story, when I first started doing music, I had so many people because I was better than most of the people. I was performing with some guys, and it was me and my friend Mike Bonella. I want to go on record as saying Mike's a teacher now, but me and Mike, we were a team, and we was rapping with live bands like back then, and we had got the idea because was into the roots. He was into the roots, I was into the roots, so we was rocking with live bands. We used to rock with different live bands, punk rock bands. It didn't matter. I remember one time we went with a punk rock band. I was the only person of color in there, and they were Mike's friends. And Mike used to have, he still has it too, this long curly ass hair, so he fit right in. And he was just like, that's my buddy to the day I die. You know, shout out to him, man, down south, man. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, man, when I first started, Mike didn't want to rock no more. And I understood why. He was going to college. He was trying to change his life. He ended up having a baby on the way, everything like that. So shout out to Mike, man. That's still my friend. To this day, I still talk to him. And people used to tell me, they said, "You ain't gonna make it, son. You ain't gonna do this." And one thing I started noticing was people were coming up to me telling me, "Yo, you was the best sounding one out of all of them. You dope." Da 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 da. I'm gonna release another song too because I think it's a perfect time to do so. But um, people would tell me that, and it was probably a clips of maybe 2.5 years, maybe 3 years before I ended up getting with a record company, which was Bad Boy Entertainment. And I remember those same people when I got with Bad Boy, they was coming over. That's how I know how this go. Them same people was coming over down. It's like, "Yo, son, word, you at Bad Boy now? You doing this? You doing that? Da 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 da." And then there was new people that I met that couldn't believe it. And they was like, "Yo, word, da da da, yo, me and my mans." I still to this day on one of my social media platforms, I still, because I have everything set up still as Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take that away from me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody from the company telling me to take it down. You know what I mean? So it's gonna stay up. All the shits of me in front of the plaques. I'll throw the pictures up in the community service so you'll know what I'm talking about. But I had pictures in front of the plaques. Plaques were big. Plaques for Craig Mack, at the office and at Daddy's house recording studio. Got another one when I was at Revolt offices or whatever Revolt was first starting. You know what I mean? But the point I'm using for all that is, and saying all that is this pure simple fact, like, you can make anything possible for yourself at any age. And what you're gonna find is these motherfuckers that are like, because most of these motherfuckers is in the game now. I'm gonna say those motherfuckers is like 53 and older. They don't understand that shit. You understand what I'm saying? They don't understand this YouTube thing. They don't understand the donation pattern thing or whatever, whatever. But they will understand. And speaking of donations, hit the Cash App right now. $ STRINGERBELL80. We on the come up. We had Keisha 77. She donated $25 more. We need some more ducats in here. We got a goal of $400. That means there's $305 left. Be the next one. Don't let the women outdo you, man, because that's what they doing. I'm proving a point here. At the same time, I'm getting mine because it's women that fund me. They just don't want fun. Let me try to tell you something. The average dude, let me tell y'all a secret, right? The average dude, just like D.L Hughley, are always jealous. A lot of them, they raised by single women. Let me get back to my story in a minute. A lot of them raised by single women, right? So a lot of the average men on YouTube that are spectators or donators or whatever, most of them, they ain't gonna support you because the pure simple fact, most of them are in competition with you. Two, they trying to steal some material from you. Or three, more importantly, they don't like the way you look or something like that. I got a lot of people who don't like the way I look, man. I can't help it, man. Fly pretty pocket Jody, man. I can't help it. Papa la cubano, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But men are jealous of other men very easily. It's almost more heinous than a woman being jealous of another woman because these men were raised by women, so they act like a chick do. You know what I mean? I got to do every time I go out and smoke a cigarette. This nigga want to get loud and start talking loud and act like he tough, like he scaring me or something. Little do he know, bro, I don't even have to do nothing to you. I have 30 people come over on the train, bag you, and take you wherever. You know what I mean? Like easily. They will never find you. This is what I mean by men nowadays. So I always look at it as the women are my top contributors. Maybe it's just me or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But I appreciate all the ladies that come to my page and donate and contribute or whatever. And to you bitch ass men that don't contribute, but it happened and it's gonna happen. I told motherfuckers when I was getting with Bad Boy, it's gonna happen. They ain't believe me. When it do happen this time, don't come around being like, yo, son, I always believed in you. Da da da. Get him the fuck out of my face. Security. Security. I don't know this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Fact. Trust me. Trust me. One thing that hasn't changed is the people I know. That'll never change. I got relationships that go back 20 something years in the industry, and most of them are with gentlemen that are shot callers, not this motherfucking rappers. I never made it a point to meet a whole bunch of rappers. I said this earlier, I'll say it again. I made it a point to learn who the bosses were. You understand what I'm saying? I learned shit like that from my uncles and them. Learn who the bosses are. Learn who the masculines are. Learn who the, you know what I mean, the Leos are. Learn who these guys are. These are the guys signing the checks and calling the shots. Learn who the Tumas are. Learn who those people are. And I had even a better special privilege. It was like God was almost getting me prepared for it right before the pandemic started, and the opportunity I had with Sean Prez doing Power Moves Makers. I met some big time motherfuckers, man. Y'all don't even know. Don't even know. Like the rest of these podcasts, they blowing smoke up your ass. I'm actually the real fucking authentic deal. That's why it's different. You know what I mean? And so continuing those conversations and continue those friendships or whatever provide me a lot of opportunities, but a lot of those opportunities come with, hey, come over here this weekend or whatever, we doing this. But the drinks in there, 10, 15, $20. The way you gotta be dressed ain't no sweatpants and a shirt like this. I need you to have on a like little blazer, matching pants. You know what I'm saying? I want to get fly and right. Got some things to fill out here, whatever, whatever. So for all y'all to help to my rise, trust me, you'll be duly compensated in the end. Trust me on that. I'm not gonna be like these other podcasts. I made another announcement yesterday, and I said this when I was messed up and I was out and down on my luck. I said, guys, when I get right, don't think that I'm gonna walk away because y'all, a few of y'all helped me along the way. Don't think I'm gonna walk away and not do this podcast anymore. No, I'm gonna continue, and I promise y'all I'm gonna continue. And I led up to that. If anything I say, everything that I said on camera consistently, I'm gonna get back to Monique. But I just want to say this about myself. Everything that I've said on camera, I've been consistent about. I've been consistent. If you go back, look, go back, look. I'm consistent. I don't get on here and lie to motherfuckers. Man, I ain't gotta lie. That's what I'm trying to do. I need to be at events. I need to give right. I need to get this crib right and everything else. And that contributing factor is y'all. That's why I do these videos or whatever, whatever. I'm about my money, man. I don't know where y'all got it mixed up at, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So we at $305 short of 400, which was the goal today, which was announced in the first podcast. It was 4 hours and 30 minutes. I did a 4 hour and 30-minute live today. Respect me, man. Hit the Cash App up, $STRINGERBELL80, Stringer Bell 80. It's in the description link. It's also PayPal there. It's also GoFundMe. So if you don't have Cash App, you can donate to those two, but more preferably there. We don't do super chats over here. They take 30% of the voting. So it's like you donate $100, you only getting $82, and then you're not getting into the 25th of the month. We don't do those. No. I need mine now. Yeah, I mean. So donate to the Cash App, donate to the PayPal, donate to the GoFundMe. All those in the description box and the link. Also, they'll be in the pinned comment after this or whatever. And for y'all logging off or whatever, please leave your name as you logging off. I just ask you to do that. Just leave your name or unsubscribe as you're leaving off because you're worthless. You're the type of people I don't want here. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to alleviate and get rid of the froth. You understand what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of fogies here, a whole bunch of fake niggas, a whole bunch of dudes I've seen. I go to their pages or whatever, after they say hello to me or whatever the case may be. And then I go into their page and they got the whole thing about me. Whatever story I covered, sometimes they say the same ways or whatever. Same thing they try to do with Monique. They try to copy Monique, try to make another Monique. Can't make another Monique. Monique on that A game right now, man. And I'm glad she destroyed fake ass D.L Hughley and fake ass Steve Harvey. When's the last time you heard about them two doing something for somebody in the business? Tell me. When's the last time you heard about any of those two doing something for somebody in the business? Please tell me. Go ahead, I'll listen. I'm fair, man. Because you haven't. They had the opportunity to put Monique on beforehand, and they didn't do anything to help her. Steve Harvey went on his show and tried to dismiss her and tell the crowd that she was a nobody. She was a has-been. And here she is, back on stage, and killed the whole show. Never count anybody out. That's the point. They counted me out 2 times. I always come back. Anybody that know me know that. I'm the comeback champion. I went from prison to a record label. I went from a record label, got back on my motherfucking grind again. Now I'm doing the next phase. Maybe this is how God wants it. You know, they say some people don't get it till later. I'm getting mine later. You know what I mean? But trust me on anything, you'll hear the same conversation from me, and put me on note for hearing this. You'll hear the same conversation from me, and the same thing that I said, you're going to hear years from now. He said he was going to be a multi-millionaire, if not billionaire, and he made it happen. Not by himself either, with the support of people that are real. So if y'all don't hit the like button, make sure y'all donate $STRINGERBELL80, because Monique, like me, is a perfect example of how so many people in the culture will try to keep you back. Many times because they're jealous of you. Many times because they just don't want to see you make it. Many times because you just not, they feel like you are past tense or whatever the case may be. How? I'm young still. How? How? I don't get it. You know what I mean? I'm still young, fresh face, bright eyed, all that. I don't get it. You know, you'll have so many people to try to keep you down. So like Monique, man, don't let any of these guys, I'm talking to any of you guys that got your ambition or whatever the case may be, don't let nobody talk you down. Because as you can see, Monique not only commanded the show tonight, she took over the show. And she typecast and checked two of the biggest loudmouth pieces of shit motherfuckers in the African American diaspora that are on stage today. And it's so sad that y'all support these motherfuckers with your time, with your likes and everything else, and especially with your money. But these two niggas haven't put on anybody. Have you ever seen how Steve Harvey dressed lately? Isn't that not disturbing? This man almost 70 years old, dressed like a fucking old 15-year-old. I was like, what are you about to do? Get your bike and hop on your fucking, you have to grab your book bag and hop on your fucking bike? You about to skip the school, you old ass looking teenager? Have you seen the outfits Steve Harvey wears? Anybody in the chat room, let me know. Have you seen the outfits that Steve Harvey wears? And tell me you don't question it. If you don't question it, you're an idiot. I wish to God I've seen my father dressed like that or seen my uncle dressed like that. I'd be like, what the fuck you doing? And nobody says nothing. He got money. You know why you saying shit like that? You say that first. He got money because you ain't never had none. What's that shit Drake said? I done been to the top and I ain't see you there. Well, I done been around multi-millionaires and I ain't see you there. In fact, I ain't see you there for damn near two decades. So where is it at? You know what I mean? Can't let these people fucking fool you, man. These guys out here fooling you. And I'm trying to show you once again, that's why I'm using Monique, not just for the traffic, just to prove a point. Monique is an example of how Black Hollywood, Black music industry, Latin Hollywood, how they do you once you are gone. They will separate yourself from them. They will separate themselves from you. So it's best for you to separate yourself from them. Don't go into Hollywood or the music industry trying to kiss ass. It's not gonna work out for you. What's that kid's name right now? Jack Harlow, the one that want to be the wannabe Drake. They about to cancel his ass in very few moments. Remember I said that. That ain't gonna last. What's that shit? I can take you like fake ass Drake, Jack Harlow. Now they trying to cancel Drake on the low. That was the plant right there, Jack Harlow. That was supposed to be the competition to Drake, huh? Drake dropped one single 3 months from now. Nobody will remember that shit, okay? They won't even remember it the slightest bit. So it's unfortunate and it's funny at the same time. But shout out to Jack Harlow, though. I have no interest. I wouldn't do a song with that motherfucker. He looks fake. You know what I mean? And how he creeps around people and all that. He's a real odd fella. You know what I mean? I saw one video where he tried to creep behind Drake and act like he was kissing at Drake and shit. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? And now then, but I finally figured it out. Oh, you want to be bigger than Drake? I got you. It's not gonna happen. You're not the next White Hope, son. There's another White Hope, but it ain't you. There's another White Hope coming, but it ain't him. What's that song? I can put you in first class. Most unoriginal fucking song I've ever heard in my fucking life. Champagne Poetry. If you listen to Champagne Poetry and you listen to fucking that Jack Harlow song, it's damn near like it's like he listened to Champagne Poetry and said, "Let me write this." Oh boy, that's how Black and Latin Hollywood and Black and Latin music industry would do you. They would get rid of you. It's like it's almost a revolving door now. The door never used to be this open. The door used to be closed, and people would have the ideology and say, "I got one foot in the door already. You can't even use that anymore." Is that they left the front door wide open for everybody. Who's coming in next? Recycling motherfuckers, recycling ideas, writing songs for one artist, giving it to another artist. Y'all think y'all know, but y'all don't have no fucking clue. No clue. I worked in this business. I know what it's about. And a lot of people will argue my capacity. I've heard a couple of motherfuckers come out their mouth and be like, well, he wasn't that big. You know what? I'm gonna take the words out for Rick Ross. I ain't bigger than Biggie, but bitch, I'm bigger than you. I ain't bigger than Biggie, but I'm bigger than you. And on a scale of 1 to 10, if you want to get in an argument with me, because sometimes I get these motherfuckers that come over, they want to argue with me, have conversations with me. I'm just trying to get this shit right. They'll try to argue with me, have conversations with me, throw little sight, little jabs and shit like that. And I'd be like, yo, I really don't care what you on. You know what I'm saying? And they all bet on one thing. I always find specific. They all bet on age. Let me tell y'all something. Troy Terrain, how many of y'all familiar with Troy Terrain, Star Report, right? I gotta use him as an example because he's a perfect example. How many of y'all familiar with him? You're not? Star is, I believe, 57 now. I think he's 57. He just had a birthday. He's a Taurus like me. Or either a Gemini, one of the two. Star, on a repeated basis. As a matter of fact, at one time he was on Everyday Struggle. He was partnered up with fucking DJ Academics, you know. And they were on the show in the desk or whatever the case may be. And he was the first person that really went on there and challenged DJ Academics. And I loved it. To this day, that man's got multiple different outlets that want to get him. And he's 57 years old. Now way older than me, and I ain't trying to disdain him or nothing like that, but we got this weird shit within the rap industry or whatever, and I think they do it based off life expectancy. I remember when I was younger, they would used to say this little mantra. They'd be like, "You lucky if you see to be 25." And these were women saying this shit. You know what I'm saying? They were, backing it. You know what I'm saying? And this was actually a statement from cops. You know what I mean? But we had women backing and throwing it as it was, it was what it was at the time. And I think that's where it comes from. A lot of these guys don't think they're going to live very long. Um, and in many cases, they don't. They don't. A lot of them don't. I've seen so many rappers come and pass or whatever the case may be, and none of these older rappers. I mean, except for Fat Joe and a couple other people. I heard what Fat Joe said about Tekashi 6ix9ine the other day. He's right. I said the same thing. I said, it's like this is gonna, somebody's gonna kill him. Y'all might not believe it, but trust me, y'all gonna be reading about his obituary soon enough. Time ain't right yet. Hmm. That ain't a threat for me. I'm just telling you, he's out of here sooner or later. He's too, when you get off of what you got off of, you never run around and do that stuff, taunting people and shit like that. It catches up with you. Catches up with you. One thing I know, that's what real gangsters know versus whatever that is that y'all embracing. Takashi. You know what I mean? The music business is, and the entertainment business in itself is a revolving door now. You got people coming in that never deserved it, never will deserve it, in my personal opinion, and people that do deserve it and deserve more accolades other than what they have, like a Monique, are not getting theirs. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta rise to the occasion and let motherfuckers know, look, I'm here and y'all gonna respect me or don't respect me, you know what I mean? And age shouldn't have nothing to do with it or nothing. And the reason I brought up age is because Monique is, she looks rather older than what she first started. A lot of people will agree with that. And I think that's why they were trying to cancel him out. But I'm looking at Steve Harvey and I'm looking at D.L Hughley and I'm like, both of y'all motherfuckers older than her. So if she's a rap, how come y'all ain't a rap? You see what I'm saying? You got people in the music and entertainment industry that be like, oh, no, 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 he can't get back in. He can't do it. Da, da, da. I've heard them, they've said this about me. I've had people make fun of me because, and this is why I had to do what I had to do today. And matter of fact, I'm going to say one more time, we had $305 short of the goal of $400. I need y'all to dig in your pocket, donate, $ STRINGERBELL80. I'm putting the pressure down. Whatever. Niggas that can't donate and y'all want to be in the chat, all that shit, y'all getting blocked, getting removed, all that. I'm not doing it. I got thousands of followers. You understand what I'm saying? And it won't take me long based on the material I have to get your ass back. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. That's how I'm looking at it. So if you can't hit the like button, one of you flaming ass dudes that likes to come over to everybody's podcast, see what they talking about, because you don't just do it with me. I've seen some of your names at other podcasts, and y'all don't think I see it. I see it. I've seen some of you donate to other podcasters too after you come here and be reluctant, but still will come to my page, grab some of my videos. That's why I had to start putting like titles in between my video or whatever to kind of like watermark them. Because niggas was taking my video. I had 4 videos of mine taken, including the one about Dave Chappelle. That's why I finally took it down. They would come over to my page, they grab the video and then take it and re-upload it on their page. You understand what I'm saying? At least when I go, I ain't gonna tell y'all where I get my videos at, but I don't get them from YouTube because I know how the YouTube algorithm work. Even if you rip that video and put it back up, it still reads as you took that material from somebody else based on the codecs. I know that because I went to college for fucking coding. So when I went to school for digital media, that's one thing we learned. The codec never changes. If you rip something, grab it, whatever, the codec never changes. So if you grab a video from YouTube or whatever, you might get away with it once or twice, or you might fit into the algorithm that the person that uploaded it originally, but their stamp is still there. So the smart thing to do so you don't get flagged, any of that, is don't grab no material from YouTube and try to rip it and put it up. So see, Big Cousin Devin just gave you another hint right there, save you some time. You know what I mean? I be doing a lot of things for people. I be speaking up for people and everything like that and get no recognition of it. I was the only one talking about the girl up in Buffalo who called 911 and she was whispering, and the lady 911 lady hung up on her. I think that video's got like 2,500 views now. You know what I'm saying? But it should have way more than that. It should have 25,000 views because it's an issue, you know? So support my channel like you support everybody else. Speaking outside of that, I saw some things in the headlines I wanted to talk about a little bit. This that resonated a little bit with me outside of that. You know, I was talking the other day about Justin Timberlake selling his catalog for $100 million and this trend of artists selling their catalogs. Neil Diamond, Def Leppard, excuse me, I said Neil Diamond, Neil Young, Def Leppard, Bruce Springsteen, the boss, he sold his music catalog. And I think this is happening because of the depreciating value of the music in general. It's worth cents on the dollars now. You know what I mean? That's why I said I wouldn't do anything with a record company. I had one of my brothers, Bad Boy, when I was doing like something the other day. I forgot what it was, and he asked me the same question. He said, "Yo, you trying to get?" Oh, he said it on the video, and it didn't go through. What up, Styles? And he said, "Yo, you trying to get a record deal with a company now?" Because he was giving me a compliment, and I was like, "Nah, I won't be with no record company. I'm straight. Like if I blew or whatever. But I think I can make an economy on my own. This releasing singles, you know. So I think we're gonna stick with that or whatever." But one thing I want to tell y'all is, I've seen this trend, and when an artist as big as Justin Timberlake is selling his catalog for $100 million, it lets you know the state of where the music business is and trajectorily where it's going. And I think it's going. Do a spin on Spotify nowadays is worth 0.2 cent. If you're a major artist, it maybe be worth 0.7. In comparison, this 10 years before, let's say 10 years, maybe 14, 15 years before, you could go to Virgin Megastore, Tower Records, and these same artists with their product would be selling for $13, $14, $15. You know what I'm saying? If it's a double disc, it might be going for $18 to $21. If it's got like a little special snippet in it, like a poster or something like that, special edition version. I mean, it's got 3 extra songs on it that wasn't on the regular version, you know. People got out of these innovative ways to package the product as once. And now they got into this thing where it's just the upload and let's get as many spins as we can. And when you get the spins and you get your views on YouTube, unless your page is monetized, it really don't mean shit. You know what I mean? It really don't mean shit. Right now, currently, my page is not monetized. And I made warning today, and I said today, based on how the climate is and based on we on this dog eat dog type of climate right now, hey man, I gotta start, you know what I mean, making some sacrifices. Like, listen, man, if you ain't here to support the channel, ain't here to support me, it shouldn't be a week to go by that I see less. And then my man said this today too. He said it shouldn't be a week to go by, all that work you do and all them views you getting, that you see less than a G a week. You know, and he's right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you went to your job every day and you was consistent at your work. Wouldn't you be complaining if you ain't get paid? You know what I'm saying? Especially when people are stealing and shit like that, or stealing your ideas, stealing your work, stealing your words, trying to matriculate what you do into what they do. I even got 2 or 3 motherfuckers trying to look like me. It ain't the first time it happened. It happened when I was in the music business too. People used to do that shit all the time. Used to take shit from me, borrow shit from me. I had somebody take my whole song title before. For real, it's some crazy shit that go on. You know, I'm always good at throwing little inlays and throwing little things in my way or whatever. I've always been good at that. But right now, we made some progress today. So I want to tell all you guys, we at 305 for the remaining of the 400. So make sure you hit Stringer Bell, $STRINGERBELL 80. Don't pretend like you ain't familiar with my page either. We're always here every day. If you can't give nothing, give the effort. I did a 4.5 hour long live today, man. First time I ever did that because I just wanted to see who was with me or whatever. And the only people that donated was women. So ladies, make sure y'all do that. Show these suck ass motherfuckers. You really want to stick it to some of these suck ass motherfuckers? I know some of you ladies have your own ideas and agendas and shit like that. It don't bother me. I'm always gonna get a chick regardless. But if you really want to stick it to these motherfuckers, even be more consistent with your donating or whatever, and make sure you say something snarky about weak ass men on your way in. This shit is ridiculous. I remember there was a time when you could go around and you'd be like, so and so just came back home. Let's hit him with 5 G's. Let's hit him with fourth down. Oh, he just got back right again. Let's hit him with a little 8 grand, whatever, whatever. Those type of men don't exist no more. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all these, hey girl, you heard what so and so in them did? That's an average podcaster nowadays. Well, I heard. So you can't depend on the men. I'm gonna be like Anwar Gaddafi. You know Anwar Gaddafi, before they killed him, he had a whole group of women protecting him. You know what I'm saying? That's real chic shit. I ain't interested in meeting too many men of today or whatever, even doing business with you, because most of you are fucking lame ass opportunist faggots. Be quite honest with you. Oop, did I say that? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, you know? And if some of the dudes were home or around right now, they say the same thing about you. Bunch of opportunist ass weak motherfuckers. Straight single mama raised. You know what I mean? Acting like a woman. So it's the women that y'all gotta realize is holding everything together and the glue as far as the monetization and getting men and putting them in better places and everything like that. So that's more I'm depending on right now is the women. And I'm worried about these weak ass dudes. The ladies, they gonna help me stun on these motherfuckers. And I'm gonna have the ladies with me. I'm gonna be just like Muammar Gaddafi. Mahala, mahala, mahala. You know what I mean? I already see it. I already see it. You know, women are my number one supporters on this channel, not the men. The men, the men. Let me tell you something about Black and Latin men. It's the same situation like with Monique. Black and Latin men, for the most part, they're either dick riders, clout chasers, or they want to go behind anybody they feel that fucking has got the next opportunity up. They're opportunists. That's how they are. They're born and bred like that. Most of them are fucking just harboring fucking scavengers, to be quite honest with you. And so most of the guys that you see nowadays, these are not real guys. This is why some of these girls out here complaining about dates and shit like that. I know I'm talking about Justin Timberlake. I'll go back to that in a second. But this is why most of the girls nowadays look at some of these guys the way they look at them. You know, I hear guys out here. There's podcasters, right? They be sitting out there. My man Red Supreme busted like two or three of them out. Shout out to Red Supreme West Coast. Hey, you know what I mean? No gang signs on this. That's some Canal Cali shit. He broke out some shit that was funny as hell to me. Like he was beefing with some dude or whatever. And he was like, yo, son, sleep on this chick's sofa. But he going live every day. You know what I mean? Like, you got dudes that sleep in the chick's house, eating up their kids' food and shit like that, whatever. And they popping their chest like they real men. You know what I mean? You ain't no real man. You're a real man amongst suckers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you around a group of 30, 40 suckers, then you the leader of all them suckers. You understand what I'm saying? Now you look like a real man because you're doing better than the suckers. But around real G's and people that are accomplished and got histories and work histories and things like that, you look like a little boy. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you know? And so you get a lot of these dudes that have podcasts or whatever the case may be, and they'll try to break down this Monique situation too, and they'll try to make it more in depth than what it is. I kept it simple. Monique bombed on this punk. You know what I mean? As she should have. But you have a lot of these dudes that'll sit back and they'll pump their chest and I'm a real man. You ain't never did no real man shit, bro. You know, but they'll say all that shit or whatever, whatever. Mind you, that girl done co-signed for the car. They live with their girl. Their whole life is revolved around that girl. They have never put themselves in a position where they actually could be the man that they speak or try to be like or whatever. And instead, they put on an acting role. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do acting roles. I can't do acting roles. It ain't for me. Because once you start doing that acting role, you got to keep that shit up. And now certain people are going to want certain things out of you, you know? And that's why I'm going to end this off right here when I'm talking about goals. Because you you put in more effort trying to pretend that you're somebody than actually trying to be the person that you're pretending to be. And once you get to a certain, because I've seen this a million times, I've seen all the will. I've been around guys that made hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, and millionaires that I worked for. So for the better part of most of my adult life, I've been around money. That's why I don't choose to sit around and talk about money all the time. Only broke dudes that never had any money sit around and talk about money all the time. That's what I found. black, white, or indifferent. You know what I mean? This don't have no color barrier on it. No, white boys do it too. There's a whole bunch of white boys when I'm on the train and they come out of Stanford and Greenwich and they be pretending like they got money. And in reality, I know the fix because I grew up with you motherfuckers. Your parents are in debt. You in debt currently because you incurring debt by going to some expensive ass college where the degree that you're going after is a liberal arts degree or some shit like that or whatever. How do I know? Because I had a liberal arts degree. You know what I'm saying? Digital media is a liberal arts degree, which I obtained. They'll sit around and they'll pretend like they're bigger than what they are. In reality, some of these, what they're opting on at the time, I'm speaking to guys or white boys, because y'all don't know. So I can say it like this. In my time of growing up, I lived most of my life in the shoreline or upscale down south. I've never lived pretty bad. I've never lived in the projects. My mother, father never lived in really bad neighborhoods and nothing like that. When I did get around that shit, it was voluntarily later on in life. All right, I inducted myself into it, and plus my uncles and that, my great uncles. My grandfather's from Philly on my mother's side, and my father, he's from Miami and then by way of Cuba, okay? So, you know, they both come from rough areas eventually, but they never had that for us. You know what I mean? They wanted to make sure, and I'm pretty sure that's how most of you parents are out there to have kids right now. You don't want your kids growing up rough. You want the best for your kids. So what are you gonna do? You gonna knock my parents for wanting the best for me and my sisters? If you do, fuck you. Fuck everybody in your house, including your kids. Anyway, long story short, what you get is you get a lot of these guys that grow up, these white kids, I'm talking about specifically, they grow up pretty good, but what they don't know is mommy and daddy is trying to put and project the imagery to everybody, especially in the area around here where I live at. So you have a lot of these white boys that run around and they'll try to pretend like they got money or they'll try to bet on them just being white in general as a definition of they have money. It's almost like a facade or a silhouette, you know what I mean? And based off that alone, what you'll find is a lot of times when you dig deep into their financial history, you'll find that many of these white boys that y'all think are so up and on it. And I've seen, let me tell you something before I say this. I've had white friends of mine have their cars repoed. I've seen them get kicked out their apartments. I didn't get kicked out of my apartment. I left my apartment voluntarily because I knew the setback. I just had a conversation the other day with a gentleman that's a landlord of one of the tenements in which I live. And I was like, yeah, I made sure I expressed it. I said, I couldn't even got in my place if I had we call it eviction or either in debt or had a messed up credit history. You know what I mean? I was smart enough not to go get cars that I couldn't afford or go move into places that I couldn't afford or eat at places that I couldn't afford. I still to this day, I know how to, keep my money up or whatever. But what I find is white guys, a lot of them, and white women, they like to spend in assets. And a lot of blacks and Latinos do it too. This is where they get the idea from. And so what they do is they spend over what they got. You're charging it, you're doing whatever you're doing or whatever. I've seen this a million times. And then they'll be like, I'll pay it next month, or they'll bet on that race as a credit history. And what you find is, and I'll tell you this once and one time only, the ones that talk the loudest are usually the ones that are the brokest. I'm saying this one more time. The white boys that you hear talking the loudest, 80% of the time, are usually the ones that are the brokest. And they're talking loud. And the other ones you got to watch out for is the one that talk real boastful loud. And you just walked into the room. That means that motherfucker is nervous of you. Pay attention. He's nervous of you. There's something about you that has alerted him, that has made him have to go into overdrive for the company that he has in front of him. You understand what I'm saying? I've witnessed it 100 times. I come into the room, motherfuckers automatically. If you start speaking louder and you wasn't speaking loud when I was 30 feet away or whatever the case may be, you're nervous because I just stepped into the area. You understand what I'm saying? Black dudes do it too or whatever. They get it from white guys. So you gotta watch it. And they get it from poor white trash white guys. They don't get it from upstanding white dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between that too. Like a lot of people, they become friends with white people and they think they automatically fit in. And most of the times what we define it as, and I think what a lot of white culture defines it as, is poor white trash. You know, you're the janitor, or you're the mechanic, or you work at the grocery store, or whatever. There's all kinds of different types of delusional ass white dudes that believe that their skin color is enough until they get into until they get into the room of dignified white folks and they let them know, no, you're not like us. The only thing we have in common is we're skin tone is the same. And I love those moments. I've had a couple of those moments throughout my life when poor white trash realizes, oh, I'm just poor white trash. Meaning you're under the echelons of, even DNA wise, you're under the regular echelons of tiered white people. And I see this from a lot of minorities too. And I just look at their features. I look at, when you look at somebody's features, I don't give a fuck how much money you make. I can look at your DNA and your features and I can tell. And this is kind of bias or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. You can look at somebody's DNA and their features or whatever, and I can tell what you're from. And some people's features and DNA to say poverty. You understand what I'm saying? You look like you come from poverty. You don't keep yourself up very well. And your signature given to some other woman out there, whatever, this might go bad. You might end up having some ugly kids based on your fucked up DNA. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a whole nother story though. But a lot of these white guys out here, they front and frolic and act like they're getting money and they're not. I live around them. I've lived around them more so in the other end of Connecticut or whatever, and I've seen the front and the frolic and it goes on. And I know some that are some real motherfuckers that really their parents have that money, you know. And the reason I bring this up is because it seems like that's what most of minority culture is in competition with. I believe that's what Steve Harvey tries to do. I believe that's what D.L. Hughley tries to do. They try to put themselves on this echelon where they're better than everybody else or whatever. Steve Harvey is a nasty motherfucker. Just ask around. People have talked about him a million times. They talked about how he's an asshole, how he's Corey Holcomb had a story about him, talking about how he only gave Corey, when Corey was first starting out his career, he only wanted to give Corey 15 minutes on stage. You know what I'm saying? In all rights, Corey Holcomb is way funnier than Steve Harvey. I can watch Corey. I've been to Corey Holcomb shows. I just went to one recently back April 19th? You know what I mean? So April 9th, excuse me, April 9th he was here. He was in the tri-state. He was in New York. I went to go see him at Caroline's. I threw up the picture, the videos up there too. I went to go see him for real. It's not my first time seeing Corey Holcomb either. And he played Corey Holcomb. You know what I'm saying? Tried to anyway. There's other stories from other comedians about how he's treated other comedians and shit like that or whatever, who he thinks he's better than or whatever. And if you ask him, he'll say, oh, well, I'm just trying to inspire him. I don't need your inspiration, nigga. I need the situation and the opportunity so I can make some money and get indoors. And you're not providing that. Steve Harvey didn't put Corey Holcomb on, and at the very time he was one of the kings of comedy, he could have done so. You understand? And that goes to show, and same thing I'm talking about, some of you motherfuckers that are in the entertainment business, and y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all brought people back. Monique's bringing herself back. Ain't nobody helping bring Monique back. Monique's bringing herself back, and that's what she did tonight. And I'm so glad she went off on D.L. Hughley. I'm so glad she went off on Steve Harvey, because you motherfuckers really think y'all is some plateau or whatever. And everything that y'all were in the beginning, y'all aren't no more. Y'all aren't. And I just hope more and more people will see that y'all shucking and jiving, two-stepping, shoe-shining motherfuckers will see through the light. Because let's be honest. If Steve Harvey quit tomorrow, who would give a fuck? This is not a Red Fox. This is not an Eddie Murphy. This is not, like, if Steve Harvey was to quit the game tomorrow, I'm not going to say if something happened to him, he passed away, that's wrong. But I'm saying if he was just to quit the game tomorrow, who would give a fuck, really? D.L. Hughley quit tomorrow, who would give a fuck, really? I can think of a number of different comedians. If they quit tomorrow, who would give a shit? I know I wouldn't. And I know many of you wouldn't either. Because of fuck about Steve Harvey. Fuck like yuck, 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 yuck. I wish I had fucking Godfrey here with me right now so he could do that. Oh, what you mean, yo, what? And we went way down. You know, what? Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. Like a fucking slave. That's what you've been like a fucking slave. What do you say, boss? We sick. Fucking Steve Harvey and fucking D.L. Hughley. Two fucking fucked up individuals in every banks of compassion. All right, guys, I will be back with y'all tomorrow morning. It's getting late. I just wanted to do this real quick while it was fresh and talk about that. Once again, we are at 305 short. I want to say thank you once again to Keisha77 that donated. See, there's a couple other people in here that didn't donate or wanted to be quiet or whatever, whatever. Shout out to y'all broke ass motherfuckers too, or stingy motherfuckers, however it goes. Make sure y'all hit the like button at very least or whatever. You can donate the $sign STRINGERBELL80. Again, that's Stringer Bell 80. We are $305 short of our goal, and I think we're gonna get it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna do an extra long joint. I'll probably do it for like 6 hours. We're gonna get this money up, you know what I'm saying? And beyond that, and I think I'm gonna raise the stakes too. We're gonna do a G. There's a G in my I got almost 10,000 followers. And you tell me there ain't a G within that? I got to put people under pressure. And it's called the Donate or Vacate Fund. You know what I'm saying? Donate and vacate, whatever. And I think I have every right to do it. If I was somebody who was on here, I just got to say this when I get off of here. If I was somebody that was on YouTube and I'm not putting up material every day, then I have no reason to be asking anybody for anything as far as donations. But if I'm somebody that's up here every fucking day and I'm more consistent, more persistent, more accurate than most of these goddamn fucking bloggers that have no experience or whatsoever, then I think that should be given to me. I really do. So tomorrow we're going for a G. But right now, as you're logging off and I'm logging off, hit the like button. And if you guys really would, please, I appreciate it. There's a GoFundMe link. There's also a PayPal link. So that's an option for you guys that don't want to sign up. And we'll preferably use the Cash App, $sign STRINGERBELL80. Again, that's $sign STRINGERBELL80. And more importantly, just one last thing. You gotta stop emulating these motherfuckers and stop worshiping these worthless motherfuckers. I'll say once again, Steve Harvey and D.L. Hughley both were in a position. These are the kings of comedy. Both in a position and both in the same market as Monique. And they had the perfect opportunity at all time to help Monique get back on. And instead, they didn't. In fact, when Monique was just getting on recently in Detroit, which y'all can watch the video and hear everything she has to say in this post below, they had the opportunity once again. And instead of putting Monique on, you wanted to challenge Monique contractually. You understand? And when she calls your ass out about it on stage, you want to get all sensitive and everything like that. And like I said, I don't fight D.L. Hughley, nothing like that, whatever. But at the same time, I'm not feeling you. I'm not feeling D.L. Hughley. I'm not feeling Steve Harvey. I'm not feeling a lot of people in the music industry or whatever, whatever, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers could be doing a lot more. Like, I give you a perfect example. Y'all never ask yourself, but all these motherfuckers is in the music business. Ain't none of them ask me for on the job. Ain't nobody say, yo, let me slide you $5 grand. Hey, let me slide you 10 grand. Whatever, whatever. You ever notice you ain't never hear none of that? It's because they don't want to, because they don't care. And if something was to happen to you tomorrow, like you saw with BR, like you saw with many, well, I ain't gonna say BR as much because Puff did help out BR a little bit, but with other people, you see their situations or whatever, whatever. It was a anonymous donor up in Buffalo, New York, that paid for, I believe it was all those victims' funerals. And, oh, excuse me, it was for the kids down in Uvalde, Texas, paid for all those kids' funerals. A unanimous donor. You understand what I'm saying? So we can get more people like that in the culture, or people that's trying to help and give jobs to people, whatever. It'd be a better day for you and me and everybody. But right now, what we got is a bunch of selfish opportunists, basically fucking mama's boy simps that won't stand up to the calls and help their fellow brothers, but want to sit. Don't call me your fucking brother if you ain't never donated shit to me. Don't come to my fucking page like that dude did yesterday, and I had to block him. He's talking that hizzical, wizardical, fucking, brother, the way the world is, nigga, I don't need you to explain shit to me. You a motherfucker that's been sitting on your couch for the past 10 years. You trying to tell me about life? Get out in the field and do something. You got these armchair warriors that sit out there and never go outside, never pull up to nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? Pull up to Trump Tower with me again, then I'll be back up there this week. Okay? You want to tell me how the world is. I'll show you how the world is. I'm tired of unaccomplished motherfuckers on YouTube that sit in the house all day or sit in the armchair warriors and can't do nothing. They want to sit online and have debates all day, and y'all sitting up there giving these motherfuckers thousands of dollars monthly, nightly, yearly. And something got to change. So if I got to lead the charge, I got to get, I'm looking for 5 medium base YouTubers such as myself that got at least 8 to 15,000 followers. That's all I need. I just need about 6 of y'all, and we're going to charge the door. Y'all going to see what I'm talking about. And I don't care if you black, white, who you are, I'm rocking with you if you run with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because same thing happens on the white aspect of the game. You got a lot of white actors out here, a lot of white musicians or whatever that are doing absolutely nothing for other white vloggers, anything. They're just sitting back and collecting money like they king of the fucking hill or something. And I'm like, well, how dare you, you bitch ass niggas? Because most of y'all are. Most of y'all don't live by what you say. Most of y'all don't show people what y'all do with y'all money or whatever. So we're going to start doing audits. We're doing audits. I might even call the podcast tomorrow the audit. You know what I mean? I think I just want to call it the audit. The audit donation campaign. Because what y'all doing with the money? Tyreek Nasheed said he building some motherfucking African American museum. Where that? Omar Johnson been building a school for 10 years. Y'all still getting this nigga go to the casino, get dinners and everything else. You know what I'm saying? I said it yesterday, I said it again. Kwame Brown worth $4 million, but you got a cash app up and there's people actively donating to it. But your net worth is $4 million as an ex-NBA player. This shit making any sense to y'all? And so the problem ain't necessarily the personalities. The problems is the donators and waking them the fuck up. Like, you're giving to dumb shit. Like, I'm not saying that Kwame Brown's a dumb motherfucker, not at all. I like Kwame Brown. But I gotta use you as an example, bro. And I gotta use Tyreek as an example. Tyreek is worth almost $2 million. Did you know that? So why are you taking donations from the people talking about you building a museum? Take your own money and build a museum. Huh? Why is it that you got Umar Johnson still 10 years later asking for donations, gifts, donations? Remember you did that video? Y'all getting this? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming y'all at this point. So make sure you hit up Cash App $STRINGERBELL 80. Give me the chance and I'll show you how a real motherfucker do, and I'll fulfill everything that I say. I like these jokers that just sit back and play the fuck out of y'all. Y'all continue to let them play you like a fiddle. You know what I'm saying? Watch with somebody real. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. Cash App, $STRINGERBELL 80. There's also a link for PayPal and GoFundMe in there for those that don't have a sign up and don't have to want to sign up. All right. Talk to y'all.